Evaluation question 4. In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Throughout the construction of our music video, digipack and website, there were lots of elements that as a group we had to carefully consider. Like with all genres of music nowadays, there are lots of artists, and so deciding whether to develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products was a careful thing to consider. We needed to ensure that we follow conventions in order to appeal to the target audience. Otherwise, our promotional package would be too dissimilar to existing artists that our audience like. However, in order to create a sense of brand identity, some conventions needed to be subverted/developed to give our artists a unique edge. Firstly, we chose to combine both performance and narrative in our music video, as this was preferred by our target audience, evidenced in our research, as well as it being a common feature within alternative rock music videos. Throughout our music video, we have clearly considered Andrew Goodwin's theory, as the relation between the music/lyrics and on-screen visuals is illustrated. We ensured that the shots within our video explained the lyrics of both the song and partially the genre, in order to gain a preferred reading from our audience. An example of this is where our artist is seen drinking, walking up the stairs and punching the mirror. These actions convey his anger, thus reflecting the lyrics of Another Night with Her by I'm Always Wanting You. Star image has also been created through mise-en-scène, with examples varying from costume to performance, etc. We decided to subvert some of the stereotypical clothing worn by artists within alternative rock, such as leather jackets, etc., and instead have our artist dressed in a red and black checkered shirt, connoting anger, rage, etc., along with a coat and black jeans. Our audience have also been considered through the items worn by the artists, as brands such as Vans, stereotypical shoes. These are stereotypical shoes worn by people aged 16 to 25. Dark jeans and piercings combine in order to not completely lose touch with typical conventions set by existing artists within the genre. We looked at a lot of music videos by artists within the same genre of alternative rock. This particularly helped when considering how we were going to convey our macro elements so that they were easily identifiable for the audience. A music video that undoubtedly considers both audience and ideology well is the Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High by Arctic Monkeys. The ideology presented in the video holds negative connotations for men when they are under the influence of alcohol, suggesting that they hold thoughts of a sexual nature, as well as being very confrontational to other males. Similarly, messages and values were also presented in our video because we knew that they were conventional of alternative rock. Due to the age demographic of our target audience being 16 to 25 year olds, we had a rough idea of how people within this age bracket present their emotions and the different ways in which they deal with their problems. As our song involves a male dealing with internal conflict, we thought that alcohol and cigarettes would be a realistic representation of this. Another convention typically used in alternative rock music videos is the use of an introduction sequence. I discovered this in my research, citing examples such as This Is War by 30 Seconds to Mars and Californication by Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is a convention that we decided to break because we felt an introduction was simply not needed due to the narrative unfolding as the video goes on, sparking debate. Within our music video, I feel this helped conform to Roland Barthes' theory about enigma codes, as the audience will be prompted into asking questions such as who, what, why, etc., creating lots of perspective angles. When considering the cinematography elements of our video, we watched videos from artists within the same genre to help develop our ideas. Ensuring that the cinematography was conventional was important so that our target audience could identify with the genre of our video, as well as being attracted to it because of its familiar elements. An example of cinematography that featured in our music video was the use of close-ups. These were influenced by Best of You by Foo Fighters, amongst others. We found these types of shots to be very common within rock music videos, as it helped to emphasise the way a particular character is feeling from their facial expressions. As our song is about a man dealing with internal conflict, these shots were perfect in capturing his emotions as the song progressed, an example being in the woodland area during the lyrics of I'm Always Wanting You. Another notable example of the camera framing used by ourselves is the long shot, also establishing shot, used at the beginning of the video. As a group, we decided to use this shot because it sets the scene, immediately placing the subject of the video in an urban-looking area, something the target audience could relate to. Also, due to the medium-paced beat and lengthy intro before the music starts, it allowed us to jump cut, making the still shot more visually interesting as the subject grew closer. An over-the-shoulder shot was also used in the video where the girlfriend walks in on her boyfriend unconscious. This again conforms to Andrew Goodwin's theory, as the visuals relate to the lyrics. Some high camera angles were used to emphasise the state of the artist during the video. This is evident in the scene where our actor is passed out on the floor and connotes his vulnerability and poor physical state. Again, it is visible when he is lying on the bed and proves to be coherent with the lyrics. Camera movement featured heavily in our video as we found that lots of artists within our genre and others used it. We used multiple panning shots to capture fillers for our video as there were lots of moments featuring no singing, just instruments. These also feature as eyeline matches because of where our artist is looking and where the panning cuts to begin. Tracking shots also feature in our music video. In our opinion, using them early on in the video gave the audience a sense of what the character is feeling. The audience is not given the relief of a cut or a chance to breathe, causing them to stay with the action. Also, it connotes the artist's dominant presence, outlining he is the main subject of the video. During these opening tracking shots, a shallow depth of field is also established to reinforce the artist's importance. It is used throughout the video, but is particularly effective when the artist is singing, forcing the audience attention on the artist, encouraging emotional engagement with him. The way in which editing was used throughout the video was vital. The medium pace of the song allowed us to use simple but effective conventional straight cuts. These proved to be particularly useful in allowing the audience to differentiate between narrative and performance parts of the video. For example, during the narrative parts of the video, the editing techniques are different to outline the flashback state of mind. Here, we used fade transitions to juxtapose previous shots of the artist performing. Using fades made it easier for us to convey to the audience that the artist was experiencing flashback memories, then eventually reversing back to straight cuts to outline performance parts. Two further examples of editing techniques that we used were matched cut and shot reverse shot. There are several examples of the match cut, including when the artist is blowing smoke from his mouth from the side view shot, then to the frontal close-up shot. This also occurs when he is opening the car door. We included match cuts initially as extra footage in case we didn't have enough. In the end, we had enough footage but added them anyway, as the different shots meant actions taking place would be less dull and boring by using different camera composition. Finally, the shot reverse shot was used when the girlfriend walks into the room to find her boyfriend, our artist, passed out. The shot heightens the drama within the scene by allowing the audience to see the female's reaction.